Well, pack it in, everybody. It's over 0-2 for your San Diego Padres. Good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. A little special edition on a Saturday. You can tell. I'm Woodsy, by the way. If you didn't recognize my voice, this isn't how I usually sound. But I woke up today with no voice, and so that's cool. The crud is back a little bit, but we're going to fight through it, much like our Padres are going to have to do to get back in the get back in the win column, to get into the win column. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's our executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you? I didn't know you were so under it today.
Hey, it is what it is. Baseball season brings out the best in everyone.
You walked in, I was like, hey, how you doing? Hello.
I'm fine. I'm great.
Did you go out last night?
No, I coached Little League last night.
All right.
But it was it's good to be here with you guys on a Saturday. Benny Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. We are live from Far Corner down here in the East Village. The block party is about to get going here in a little while. What's our corner streets there, Benny?
We are at 10th and J.
Yeah, it is
where we're at.
Beautiful facility.
Yep.
Absolutely stunning.
As Manny Machado often says, no one is 100% after opening day.
Yeah, I'm definitely
You've just gone down from 100 to about 30 a lot quicker than most people do after opening day. But you went very hard. You were already fighting something.
Yeah,
so I'm not entirely shocked that you're feeling a little bit under the weather here on this Saturday. But I've got good news. I've got good news for you. I've got good news for Padres fans who are worried because the team is off to an 0-2 start. It's going to be okay. And you know why I know it's going to be okay? Because we have lots of alcohol right here to our left. I mean, just tons of it right here behind the bar at Far Corner. And you can come and drink as much as you'd like.
And there's
when
pizza,
you come on
too.
Down here.
Pizza always helps.
There is pizza. There is wings.
Giveaways.
Giveaways. Yes, you got to get down here because we've got prizes to give away, and we're going to be here only until noon.
Yeah,
and then the other shows will come in during the block party. It's kind of quiet right now.
Ben said he's going to do the bounce house at noon.
I love the bounce house.
Yeah,
you just have to clear it out of the kids because if I fall on one, it would be dangerous.
I had a little issue with the parking. I found a lot back here and put in my credit card info, and it said declined. Oh. And I said, oh, okay, well, there's plenty of money in there. Well, not as much as there should be, but there's some in there. And so I put in another credit card, declined. Oh. And I'm like, I think there might be something wrong with the system. Finally, on the third try, got my my thing approved, saved the receipt. So thanks to Adam and Michael. You guys have now here is my conundrum. Pulled in. Show starts at 10. Pulled in 9:36. My two options for parking were pay for 2 hours or 10. 2 hours or 10. That was my option. So I went with the 10. So I'm covered.
You always go with the over the top option.
What do you mean the over the top? The one that won't get me a ticket for being there 20 minutes,
Now I got here early enough. There was plenty of meter parking. So I went with the 2 hour option for $5.
Okay.
And then I have the option to reload it for another 30 minutes from my phone when it gets to 10:30 or 11:30.
You can do it from your phone.
Yeah, you can do it right from your phone now on the meter. So I don't have to run out there with coins or anything anymore. Welcome to the 21st century.
The way I figured is I'm not paying for it, so what do I care?
Yes,
I picked the 10 hours and gonna write off the mileage
too. The anxiety that I would have had knowing that it's opening day, the block party, there's a lot going on, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to have a spot guaranteed.
Just wanted to make sure I got a spot.
And I'm like, what time do I need to leave in the morning if I need to look for parking? I would just guarantee $20, prepaid, done.
I love the options, though. You get 2 hours or you can get 10. There's no 4, 3. You're not putting a nickel in the machine for 3 minutes. It's but hey, I went with
you're going to be here for 2 hours and 37 minutes. You want to pay for 2 hours and 37 minutes.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. Well, let's get into last night's game.
The upshot, though, quickly is if you come down now, it's not that busy.
Yeah,
there's plenty of tables right now. You can get a spot here at Far Corner. You can get into the block party. You can get parking. If you wait a couple hours, get closer to game time at 5:40, it's going to get a little busier. So come on down and see us early in the show. Win a prize. We'll give away a couple prizes in the first hour. When it's not crowded, you have a better chance to win. So come on down and join us right now. If you can hear us, if you're in your car, head downtown, join us at Far Corner, and be some of the first people at the East Village block party.
Bring 3 credit cards just in case. Right. just in case. JIC, you need to park. Yeah, man, I coached last night, and I got home, and I was listening on the radio on the drive home. Bo and I were, and I heard them take the lead 2-1, and I was like, all right, now I get to get home, watch the Super Pen in action, and we'll close this thing down and get the first dub of the season. It was not to be
I was
last
so
night.
excited. I was like, oh, we're going to get Mason Miller, baby.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Mason Miller gets
What's going to be the new walkout song?
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. And it did not come to fruition last night. And the Panicans are out, certainly. And listen, man, again, you fan how you want to fan. I do know we got 160 more of these games, so don't burn yourself out here on opening weekend. I will not be using one of my 10 freak-out chips today. Now, we get swept tomorrow, or swept today, maybe. But, it's not how you want to start the season, certainly. But, I saw some good things last night. Went back and rewatched it this morning, watched Michael King pitch. Michael King pitched very, very well and looks, this is definitely something to build on, something to grow on as far as Michael King goes. I thought the bullpen usage was interesting. I think the bullpen usage is going to be picked apart all year by every single team in Major League Baseball, every single fan base. I will say this. The NL West is not proving to be a juggernaut so far, seeing as how there's only one team that has one single win at all, and that's the LA Dodgers at 2-0.
Yeah, well, the Padres are playing the Tigers.
Yep.
My pick to win the World Series. The Diamondbacks are playing the Dodgers. We know they're a juggernaut. The Giants are playing the Yankees. My pick to win the AL East,
Yep.
maybe the best division in baseball. You're starting with some difficult opponents here. Tarek Skubal, Framber Valdez, two of the toughest lefties in the league. It was always going to be a challenge for the Padres in the first two games. To me, I think that the problem yesterday and the problem on opening day, same problem.
The walks.
Got to throw strikes.
Yeah.
The Padres pitching walked way too many batters.
It was eight yesterday.
12 total in the last two games.
Okay.
7 of them came around to score.
That's unbelievable.
That's
little league. Those are little league numbers.
That right there is in a nutshell why the Padres are 0-2. Now the question is, do the Padres have control problems on their pitching rotation and in their bullpen? Historically, the answer is absolutely not.
Right.
These guys, we've seen enough of them, of Nick Pivetta, of Michael King, of Jeremiah Estrada, to know that, in the long run, they're guys who throw strikes. They're going to get a lot of strikeouts. They're going to get a lot of swing and miss. They're not going to get a lot of hard contact. But if you put guys on, I don't care how good you are. If Tarek Skubal had walked 5 or 6 guys on opening day, he would have given up 4 or 5 runs. That's Major League Baseball. He threw strikes. Nick Pivetta didn't. Tigers took advantage. They won last night. Tigers threw strikes. I think the Padres walked, once in the game yesterday, twice in the game. The 8 walks for the Tigers. That's, in a nutshell, the difference in the game. Padres out-hit the Tigers, had more extra base hits than the Tigers. In fact, the Tigers didn't have a single extra base hit in the game yesterday. Padres had 3 doubles, some clutch hitting from Ramon Laureano to put them ahead, from Miguel Andujar, who drove in a run early in the game, but they did not walk. They did not get the base runners that the Tigers did. So they got to throw strikes. Other than that, Fernando Tatis Jr., you're going to need to get him going at the top of the order. He hasn't done much so far.
Have we walked in a run in the first 2 games of the season? Jeremiah walked one in last night.
He did not.
He did not. Okay.
He gave up a 59-mile-an-hour dribbler with the bases loaded after walking
the bases loaded.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
And that's the inning everybody wants to talk about, is the relief decisions by Craig Stammen.
Sure.
Second game of managing.
I wasn't expecting to see Adrian Marjon in the 5th, was it? 6th?
Yeah.
It was early. It was a high leverage moment.
Aggressively trying to win. I thought they'd give him 2 innings, which they did in that situation. Yep. I was kind of expecting that. He got the honor. The inherited run came in because of Manny Machado could not get the ball out of his glove. That's going to happen. And then I was fully expecting Jeremiah Estrada in the 8th and Mason Miller in the 9th. So none of this surprised me. I think Craig Stammen was surprised that Jeremiah Estrada could not throw strikes. So let's manage it in our heads, because I had no problem with the decision to put Jeremiah Estrada in with the 1-run lead, strikes out the first batter, and then he issues a walk. And then he quickly issues another one. And now, you've faced your minimum 3.
Yep.
Do you go and get another reliever at that point? He had already decided before the game, you're not bringing in Mason Miller for 2 innings this early in the season. You still have 5 outs left to get. So leaves Jeremiah Estrada in. He walks another batter. Okay, so now you've got a really tough decision with the bases loaded You've got a right-handed hitter coming up. It is, I believe,
Carpenter.
Spencer
I thought it was Carpenter.
Torkelson.
Oh, was it?
Is the right-handed hitter who is up. And it's Riley Green.
Riley Green
is the right-handed hitter who's up. He strikes him out. So good call to leave him into the game. And then Riley Green, he doesn't strike him out. Sorry, he struck out Spencer Torkelson. He gave up the very soft contact, trying to get a ground ball double play, gets him out of the inning. Unfortunately, Green just didn't hit it hard enough. Just hit a very soft grounder to shortstop that you could do nothing with. So 1 run's in, leaves him in to face.
That was the double play ball. Normally, if Xander's not playing right behind second
I don't think
base.
it was hit hard enough to be a double play. It ended up being an infield single. You would have gotten 1 out, but they would have tied the game.
Yep.
And then they left him in again, and he struck out Torkelson. So now there's 2 outs, bases loaded, and they go to Wandy Peralta to face Kevin McGonigal, the lefty against lefty matchup. You could have left in Jeremiah Estrada, but that's a good matchup for McGonigal, so I didn't like that. You already said you weren't bringing in Mason Miller. Wandy had a really good spring, a really good World Baseball Classic, and battled in that at-bat against Kevin McGonigal. What was it, 10, 11 pitches?
Yeah, 11 on the 11th pitch.
On the 11th pitch. So, he's throwing tough pitches to hit. McGonigal is bearing down, fouling them off, keeping it going. I don't think Wandy Peralta really did anything wrong. Yes, the full count pitch with the bases loaded was hittable, but you also can't throw a ball there. So you've got to get it over the plate and give Kevin McGonigal a ton of credit for finding some outfield grass, putting a good swing, short swing on it, driving in the 2 runs that ended up winning the game for the Detroit Tigers. That's called baseball right there. I don't know that was a managerial error in any sense in bringing in Wandy Peralta in that situation. That's your best lefty that you have available in that moment to face Kevin McGonigal. So that's who you went with.
Yeah, baseball's weird sometimes. McGonigal said after the game, I knew he was going to come in against me. I saw every pitch he had on Thursday. So now you've seen him back-to-back games. Again, it's hard for me to rake somebody over the coals. I think there's got to be a little feel early on in the season, right? Like, hey, I'm going to put Jeremiah out there. Oh, he's gotten himself into a little trouble. I'm going to see if he can work his way out of it. He didn't. So using that for the next time is, okay, maybe we got to earn our way back into some high leverage. At the end of the day, when you have a lead 2-1, it's a precarious lead at that point, but you do have, the much vaunted bullpen. And I think I'm okay with not using Mason Miller for 4 outs, though
this early in the season,
it had been a week since he had pitched.
It would have been 5 outs, remember. 5 outs, because that's when the bases were loaded.
That would have been a 5-out save.
Estrada got that second out, but the tying run was already in. So if you wanted to bring him in at 2-1, it would have been 5 outs. That's a lot to ask this early in the season.
Day 2. But, hey, man.
I mean, for me, if the Padres have a 2-1 lead going into the 8th inning of every game this season, they're going to win 115 games.
Wow.
They are going to.
Bold statement.
Yeah. They're not going to have a 2-1 lead, but I will take a 2-1 lead after 8 innings for the Padres this year, every single game, and be extremely happy with that. They will not close out every single one. It's a precarious lead, as you said, but most of the time they're going to get it done with the bullpen that they have, with Mason Miller. When Jason Adam comes back, you're going to have another option in that bullpen as well. He's still on the injured list, so you didn't have him yesterday. But that's a good spot. That's what the Padres wanted in that game against Framber Valdez. Find a way to get a small lead going into the late innings and then turn it over your bullpen. Didn't work out yesterday, but that's a winning formula for the San Diego Padres this season.
Got 160 of these to go.
Yeah.
So, listen, I wouldn't get too upset yet, but you can do what you want. Is what it is. Let's take a quick break.
Yeah, we're on a different schedule.
Oh, we are?
Saturday show.
All right,
so
we'll take a timeout, and we will come back. We'll have more. We are live at Far Corner on the corner of 10th and J in the East Village. They got some classic cars rolling by right now as they set up the East Village block party. Come on down and join us. Enter to win some prizes. It's Ben and Wood's special Saturday show right here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
right, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
Away and deep. Merrill's going back. He's on the track at the wall. Leaps up and he got it. Jackson Merrill takes a home run away from McGonigal. Not today for the rookie. We'll hang a star for Jackson Merrill right at that 396 marker in front of the palm tree. And Kevin McGonigal, welcome to the big leagues.
First signature moment of the San Diego Padres season last night as Jackson Merrill goes over the wall in center field to take away a home run from Kevin McGonigal, the rookie who's having an incredible series. Jackson Merrill, I mean, what can you say? We're expecting big things out of him in his third season and did not disappoint last night after a tough opening day. Comes back, gets a couple of hits, Woods.
Yep.
Looks good at the plate against a tough lefty in Framber Valdez. You know, he had to face lefties in his first 7 at-bats of the season, 2 of the toughest ones in the league, but still managed to get a couple of hits, make a huge defensive play last night. Got the crowd fired up. I know you were at Little League when it happened live, but did you see the replay and his reaction, how he got the Petco Park crowd fired up, how he got his teammates fired up? That was a huge moment in that game.
He came
yesterday.
up and got a double after that.
Right away.
He was feeling it. He was feeling it.
Yeah,
for sure.
you're going to need that, man. You're going to need that energy from him all year long. Really tough error on Machado, cost a run. We were just talking about that on the break. Play he's got to make.
You just can't explain it.
Yeah,
you're just not used to seeing that from him.
Inexplicable.
It didn't take a hop or anything like that. He had the ball. He just on the transfer. It
lost
99 out of 100 times he makes that play.
Lost the handle, man, and end up costing you a run. So got to clean it up a little bit after the first 2 days. It boils down to this. We talked about it in the open, but quit walking guys and let's see where the chips fall. Quit giving them free passes and make them earn it, man. If they go out and they hit you, fine, so be it. But walks are absolutely killer at any league, in any league, and especially in the big leagues. These guys will make you pay, and it's been really, really uncharacteristic and weird watching the Padres starters and relievers put guys on for free.
Special Saturday edition of Ben and Woods. We are live from Far Corner in the East Village, corner of 10th and J as they're setting up the East Village block party here, which starts in about 40 minutes or so.
Yep.
Come on down and join us. We've got great food and drink. We're going to be giving away some prizes. 97.3 The Fan's going to be broadcasting here all day long leading up to our pregame show with Sam Levitt at 4:40, 5:40 first pitch of Game 3 of the series finale. It'll be Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres against Jack Flaherty of the Detroit Tigers. Now, the second lineup, we talked a lot about lineups this week on the show.
We'll be talking a lot about lineups for the next 160 games.
Craig Stammen's second lineup started with the same top of the order as his first lineup, with Fernando Tatis Jr. leading off, then Xander Bogaerts, then Manny Machado, then Jackson Merrill, and then Miguel Andujar as the designated hitter. That's when it changed from opening day, with Ramon Laureano moving up after his opening day home run into the sixth slot. And then Ty France got the start at first base instead of Gavin Sheets. And he looked good defensively, did not look so good at the plate.
Looks really sharp with the glove.
0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jake Cronenworth was in the 8 hole instead of 9. And he had a nice game, even against a couple of tough lefties, got a couple of hits in the game yesterday. And then Luis Campusano making his first start behind the plate. Luis Campusano had the most mixed game you can imagine, because at the plate, boy, just continuing the struggles from last year when he went 0 for 21 in his limited time in the big leagues. 0 for 3, struck out all 3 times. Behind the dish,
fantastic.
I thought he was terrific.
Fantastic.
Not bad.
I mean, threw out a runner at second base, won 2 ABS challenges that were critical to help Michael King turn around at bats that ended up in strikeouts. In the end, and he was
both at the bottom of the zone.
On top of that,
he looked good back there.
Blocked some balls in the dirt with runners at third base. Michael King glowed after the game about Campusano's communication skills and how he just threw the bat at bat, whatever strikeout came right back. Let's talk about the next 3 hitters that we've got going. Really high marks from his starting pitching. My guess is Craig Stammen's going to give him a good pat on the back and say, "Hey, offense." We'll worry about that later. Keep doing what you're doing behind the plate. That's going to get you back into ball games if you catch like that. But eventually he is going to have to hit a little bit if he wants to remain the backup to Freddie for me.
We said that all off season is, you don't expect another 0 for 21, right? I mean, it's certainly possible. It happens. It's really hard to hit at that level. But, we did say, hey, man, for $1 million as your backup catcher, make sure one part of the game is covered, right? And those guys have been valuable in the big leagues for 100 years. They'll be valuable for 100 more. Austin Hedges makes $4 million a year to bat $130, but he's an elite catcher, communicator, all of the above. So he's got a gig. If Campy can do that, and if he continues to be a black hole in the lineup, well, man, we've got 4 guys that make $20 million plus, 5 guys that make $20 million plus to pick up the slack there. Like, I'm not putting it on Luis Campusano. Keep having games like that behind the dish. Keep throwing guys out. Keep blocking balls. Keep being consistent and good with your ABS challenges. You're good, man. You get an A from me. That's your gig right now.
Yeah, I know it sounds funny because the Padres have only scored 4 runs in 2 games.
Yeah,
but I think the lineup actually looks pretty good top to bottom. They're going to be able to put up a dangerous lineup this season. What I've seen so far.
What do you think? What do you think about? I mean, obviously with the 2 lefties on the bump, the first 2 games, obviously a skipper's going to look at his lineup, the guys he's got available, and go, "Yeah, I want him to see Tatis first," even though. There was this big hubbub and this big to-do about we want him to be able to drive in more runs. But the first 2 games, you go out and throw them out there. You got guys like Xander that have hit the ball really, really well early. Would you have changed that? Hindsight being 2020, would you have done what you did in spring training and have Toddy maybe in the 3, the 4 even?
I'm curious to see what happens today against a right-hander and Jack Flaherty.
Oh, I think Croney's got to go right to the top.
I think so as well, especially after a couple of good swings last night and a couple of hits.
I think he's got to go right to the top.
I do think it's going to be Cronenworth on top today, whether it's Tatis second or maybe you leave Bogaerts second. I think Merrill will bat third, almost certainly, with lefty, righty, lefty to keep the alternation in the lineup. So the question is, are you willing to move Tatis all the way down to 4th, or do you move him up to 2nd and you move Manny down to 4th, and then Xander can hit like in the 6th slot with Gavin Sheets in the 5th slot? That's probably my prediction for tonight. Probably Cronenworth, Tatis, Merrill, Machado, Sheets, Bogarts as your top 6 in the order, and then, figure it out from there for the bottom 3.
Well, and it was, I will say, man, when the lineup came out yesterday, I was a little surprised. Nick Castellanos on the pine for the last 2 days.
Yeah, as Craig Stammen told us, they're going to look at the numbers.
Yeah.
And Ty France had better numbers and way more opportunities against Framber Valdez in his career, like a 285 career hitter. Castellanos was like 3 for something, like 100 hitter against Framber Valdez. So, yes, I was surprised we didn't see Castellanos start in either of the first 2 games, but did not like the matchups, I guess, against either of those guys, even though they are lefties, which is why you were supposedly wanted to get Nick Castellanos. Right. At some point, he's going to get a chance. Now, defensively, you're going to trust Ty France out there at first base right now more than Nick Castellanos, who is learning the position. Looked good in spring, but is still learning the position. And, France had a couple of nice moments out there. He had one where he saved a potential error from Manny.
Oh, yeah.
On a throw that was going to be try for the double play. It was to touch third, quick throw. He was never getting, I think it was Javi Baez.
Threw it as he was pushing off the base and just a little off balance, pulled France off, and he completely came off the bag, blocked, got in front of it.
Last year that gets past Luis Arraez.
Oh, yeah.
I think 100%. Maybe the runner comes all the way around from second and scores.
Yes.
Ty France made it look easy. This is what a first baseman is supposed to do.
A Gold Glove first baseman.
Yes. So it made some sense when I saw that, why he was out there. Ty France is one of the interesting guys. We can talk about it a little bit coming up. But the Padres are going to have a roster decision. You're wearing your El Paso Chihuahuas shirt.
Yes.
When we come back, I want to update because the Chihuahuas had their first game of the season. There's like a horde of Padres on rehab assignment down there right now who are participating and could be coming up to the big club fairly soon, which is going to mean A.J. Preller is going to need to decide on guys like Ty France pretty quickly in the season. We'll get to that coming up. Another timeout, more live from Far Corner in the East Village. A special Saturday edition of Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Live at Far Corner, it is Bennett Woods on a Saturday morning on 97.3 The Fan. It's East Village Block Party Day.
Yeah, buddy.
It's going to get started here in about 20 minutes or so. If you want to come down and join us, we got the prizes out. We're going to be broadcasting live all day long. Love to join us. Just got the menus. Always the tough decision as to what to eat. The pizzas look fantastic, but they've got some sandwiches and salads.
You guys like sandwiches out there?
So, it's always the difficult decision as to what we're going to go with.
They've also got a guide here for how to properly hold and fold your slice of pizza.
You have to pinch it.
Yeah, you put your
thumb
pointer finger on top of the crust.
Pointer.
And then you slide the thumb and middle finger under the crust.
Yes.
And then it's a pinch and fold technique.
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's right.
That's true.
So everyone raves about this pizza. It's called My Boy Blue. It has blueberries, guanciale, which is, like the cured meat.
Totally.
Humboldt fog, which is a goat cheese. Truffle honey, Asian pear, and Thai basil. It sounds pretty out there.
It sounds amazing.
I've never heard of blueberries on a pizza before, but I have heard that it gets rave reviews here at Far Corner. So I am intrigued that I feel like we might need to at least try that at some point.
Pizza. I'm not saying no.
What about a cheese pizza? How about that for the 7-year-olds in the crowd?
You are such an 8-year-old when it comes to your palate.
Nice cheese pizza.
You never advanced beyond 8 years old.
Just a
cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza.
A cheese pizza.
Yeah. Everything else gives me heartburn. So I just want the nice, solid cheese pizza. That's it. That's all I want.
It's no fun at all.
I mentioned you're wearing your El Paso Chihuahua shirt. Last night was the opener for the AAA season in the Pacific Coast League.
How'd that go? Better?
Went well, actually.
Good.
El Paso with a 9-3 win over Sacramento in the season opener. But what stands out is who participated in the game for the Chihuahuas, because it was a lot of Padres, including Matt Waldron, who pitched 3 shutout innings, scattered 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, 37 pitches. Now, he's on rehab assignment. He's got 30 days that he can be down at AAA. Once that is over, the Padres have a decision to make. They either need to call him up or because he has no options remaining, they will have to pass him through waivers, which means he could get stolen by another team. So if he throws well, and he threw well at spring training before he had the surgery, came back after the surgery, now he's got maybe 2 or 3 more starts max at AAA. And at that point, A.J. Preller is going to have to decide, do we want to keep Matt Waldron or risk losing him? If they keep him, they bring him up. But that means you might have to drop a Walker Buehler or a Herman Marquez at the same time. You don't have room for all of them. Now, maybe someone else gets hurt in the time being in the next 3 weeks before you have to make that decision. But that's one of the first big decisions coming up for the Padres and A.J. Preller based on who's down there at AAA. Also last night, Sungmun Song played, drove in 2 runs, went 1 for 3 with a walk. He is even closer probably to coming back. Maybe within a week or so, Sungmun Song, who the Padres signed out of Korea in the offseason, gave him like $13 million. They expect him to be on the big league club. They signed him to be on the team, which means in about a week or so, they're going to have to make a decision on the bottom of the playing position side. And that means Ty France or Bryce Johnson's spot on the team may be very tenuous. And talked about Ty France looking good defensively, but going 0 for 3 yesterday. Hate to think, you get like maybe 2 or 3 chances, but Ty France may be playing for his spot on the roster, knowing that Sungmun Song is in the wings waiting to be called up from AAA when he's done with his rehab assignment down there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, it has, there's a lot of options, but it makes, the guys that are here right now, you're pitching for your job. There's probably 4 players on the roster, maybe 5 pitchers and position players included that, when you're called upon, you better deliver because there's guys waiting in the wings that the Padres really can't afford to lose. They can't afford to lose depth like that. So going to have to figure it out. Baseball does find a way of working itself out as it always does, as it did leading into the season. We don't lose anybody of any importance, right, yet. But, it will come calling at some point.
Guys who had good spring trainings for the Padres continued that last night at AAA. Jace Bowen, who played center field, hit a 440-foot bomb. He played in Cactus League or in the Pacific Coast League. You get some of those. Samad Taylor, who played left, had 2 hits, and Jose Miranda had a couple of hits as well. He was actually playing first base last night for the Chihuahuas. And then on the pitching side, Logan Gillespie had trouble with his control. He'd fit right in with the Padres right now. He walked 4,
it'd be great.
allowed 2 runs in an inning. But Alec Jacob, 2 scoreless innings at the end of the game. That's more bullpen depth that you've got waiting in the wings. Alec Jacob, who had a solid spring and, of course, pitched for Team Italy at the World Baseball Classic, getting off to a good start at AAA as well. So there's your first minor league update of the season. The other rosters have been named, and they will get their seasons started here in the next few days as well at AA and both levels of single A as well.
So I did not. I was to the point after the game last night, in the fashion that they lost, that I'm just going to go to bed. I did not hear any post game from Craig Stammen. But, if Twitter is any barometer, the seat is white hot underneath him right now. White hot. 2 games in.
We got a little audio if you do want to hear.
I do want to hear something.
Stammen had to say yesterday.
I just didn't have it in me after the long day yesterday to sit and listen to it, and I think it just makes me more mad after they lose to hear the manager talk. No matter who the manager is.
Real quick, before the Stammen audio, how close are you to using a chip?
Not very.
One of your 10.
Not very.
Not very.
Not very.
That's good.
It's 160 games to go.
That's good.
The overreaction to 2 games is not. I've learned a lot in 50 years, and it's taken a lot to get there. But, man, there's so much baseball left to be played. So much baseball left to be played. And
said the magic words.
What?
Lots of baseball left.
There's tons. I mean, there's 160 games. That's you can't argue that point. That's not an opinion. There are 160 of these left to go. And could it get worse? Absolutely. Could it get way better? Absolutely. That's the beauty of this game. There's always a game the next day.
All right, let's listen into what Craig Stammen had to say after the game last night, 5-2 loss to the Detroit Tigers.
Wandy came in for McConaughey.
Right.
Yeah.
Why he didn't come in sooner?
Yeah, I felt good with Estrada against Torkelson. I mean, although Estrada was kind of struggling, finding the strike zone there. We had planned to get Wandy ready for the lefty coming up, and so we were taking Estrada through Torkelson, and then It was even a decision because he looked good against Torkelson. Estrada did to leave him in for, or have Wandy face the lefty. So we chose Wandy to face the lefty, and it was a battle. It was a great at bat. The kid put a great at bat on Wandy, and the more pitches he saw, and finally got one that could serve over the infield.
Is there any consideration to get Miller up in the 8th, or is that off the table?
Yeah, we decided before the game that was probably not an option. So it will be an option at some point in the season, just not game 2.
Basically had a shift on every
Yeah. That's how we're playing against.
I don't really have a problem not using Mason Miller for a 5-out save on day 2.
What would the Dodgers do?
Not that.
They would definitely not use their closer, Edwin Diaz, in the 8th inning of the second game of the season.
No.
The Padres are, for good or ill, they are operating this season looking at the big picture.
Yeah.
They want to be better as the season goes on. They want to get stronger as the season goes on. That means sometimes making some harder and unpopular decisions early in the season by not using your best guys as much as you could right now.
And I think, this town in particular, the fan base, a bit traumatized by 2023, but it's different personnel. It's a different attitude. It's a different vibe altogether. You can't, that's 3 years ago, 3 seasons ago at this point. But it does, you think about it, you let it get into your head where, you say, well, they'll figure it out. They may never. That's baseball.
I like this. Let's have a little exercise. If this was a playoff game last night, and Craig Stammen, you have to beat the Tigers.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think you bring in Adrian Morejon aggressively for their left-handers in the middle of the game. You leave him in for 2 innings the way you did.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the 8th,
it's Mason Miller time.
I think you bring in Estrada to start the inning. He struck out the first guy, but as soon as he walks the next 2, you bring in Mason Miller, and you probably then win the game. Yep. And he gets the last 5 outs, and you end the game. That's in a playoff game when you may have another off day coming up. Obviously there's nothing other than an off season coming up afterwards if you don't win. So you manage it differently. But he's right. In game 2 of the season, if you managed every game like that, you wouldn't have any of these guys available by June. You'd burn them all out if you kept going with two inning appearances for Mason Miller. You're just not going to do that.
There's a good point in here, I guess. Jake says, why not pitch Miller in the 8th with the bases loaded and Wandy in the 9th? Okay, yeah, that's an option. The Mason Miller.
Or Estrada in the 9th.
Or Estrada in the 9th. But
maybe not even let Estrada go out there.
But the Mason Miller fireman role instead of your by-the-book closer type role, maybe that's an option moving forward. Maybe that's an option. I have no idea. But I wouldn't. If it were me, I would have probably managed that game just like he did. And being able to on day 2 say, all right, Jeremiah, you got yourself in a pickle. Let's see if you can get your way out of it. Not just panic every time a guy loses the zone. Because ask yourself this question, reasonable Padres fan, baseball fan. Have we ever seen a guy lose the zone, then find the zone? Yes, it happens all the time.
Estrada did. He got the last 2 guys out.
Exactly.
Well, he didn't get the last 2 guys out, but he got a weak grounder and a strikeout in his last 2 batters.
That's right.
So he did kind of recover.
I'm okay. And listen, don't take it from me. Don't take it from the paid shill. Take it from the guys that do this for a living. Ruben Niebla has told us 100 times. Guys, it takes what did he say? 45 days, 60 days to figure out what's what in your bullpen. It's not going to come out firing on day 1. It takes a while to get the picture of who's got it, who doesn't, who needs to go to this spot, who needs to move to this spot. It's a puzzle.
Stammen talked about that on Wednesday at the workouts down at Petco Park, and he said you get to the point, and this is a guy who was a middle reliever.
Right.
He goes, you get to the point in the season where as soon as the phone rings, you're already up.
You
already know when you're going
Correct.
in. We just aren't there yet, and nobody really is. And that's kind of crappy sometimes as a fan because you just don't know that.
Correct.
You just got to trust it, I guess.
Correct.
But
it
is a real thing.
It's a real thing.
I do think that some thought needs to be given to using Mason Miller occasionally in a non-closer's role. If the Padres have a
but if you use him there.
No, I'm not saying there. I would have
not there.
I would have gone with Estrada.
If you use it's tough because you use Mason Miller in a spot in the 7th to get out of a big jam. That's great. And then you get to the 9th and you blow it. Listen, it can blow up in your face
but,
easily.
And you'll have Jason Adam as well, who's closed games before.
Yep.
Estrada has even closed out some games before. You have guys who have experience. Morjon has closed out some games before.
They just need to do their jobs, man. That's it.
But I asked the question: if you're facing the Dodgers, and it's the 8th inning, and you've got a 1-run lead, and it's a clean inning, but you've got, let's say, Mookie Betts, Kyle Tucker, and Will Smith coming out, and then you're going to the bottom of the order. Don't you want Mason Miller against those guys and then save their 6, 7, 8 guys? I mean, who are good, but
I think after that would be
someone
like
else.
Shohei. So I don't know.
I get it, but
I don't know that they're the best example to use.
You don't want to lose a big game against a big time opponent in their heart of their order with someone other than Mason Miller on the mound. I don't know. I don't think yesterday was an example of that. I think Jeremiah Estrada, who had a really good spring again, was the guy I was definitely thinking was going to pitch that 8th inning.
Yeah.
And if he throws strikes, I mean, no one made good contact against him. He had 2 strikeouts and a weak ground ball and 3 walks. If he throws strikes, we're talking a completely different story about how, yes, this is the formula. This is what the Padres wanted all along. What a great job by Craig Stammen managing that game yesterday. If Jeremiah Estrada throws strikes, we have a completely different conversation.
Yeah, for sure. You need to you need to throw the ball in the zone. You just can't give free passes, and I think that's what really both games have boiled down to. The Tigers haven't walked guys. We haven't taken walks.
Nope.
They've put together some really good ABs. Our strategy against Tarek Skubal, which I think was the right one, was to be as aggressive as you can. You don't want to get in 1 and 2 and 0-2 counts against a guy like that. You're toast.
Skubal and Valdez have 2 of the lowest walk rates you're going to face all year long. I think Valdez didn't go to a 3-ball count until he walked whoever it was late in the game. I think it was Jackson maybe late in the game. He didn't even go to 3 balls. I mean, there were, and part of that is because the Padres are being aggressive, but I didn't see the Padres being aggressive, swinging at balls out of the zone.
Right.
Possibly an issue with the Padres is when the ball's in the zone, they're too good at making contact sometimes. The Tigers foul a lot of pitches off. That's sometimes better than putting the ball in play. Drives up pitch counts, but tough to do, and give them credit, especially McGonigal, of course, but their whole lineup did a good job of working walks and getting deep into counts. And sometimes the Padres had some uncompetitive at-bats on the pitching side where there just wasn't, like Estrada, it wasn't like, I can't believe he took a pitch that close. He was all over the map. I mean, it was easy to just stand up there and just
down.
I'm just waiting here until you get it going, buddy, because you give me nothing to swing at up here so far.
Yeah, Sevens in the chat says they get paid millions of dollars. Stop babying these pitchers. I don't know, man. I'm going to baby Mason Miller on day 2. That's how I would roll. I want Mason Miller ready in August, September. I want him as fresh as can be, but you got to get there. I do understand that. I think maybe if it was a 4-out save, maybe you would have thought about it. He's so good. He doesn't lose the zone. He comes in and gets the job done. He probably could have gotten those 4-outs guys on 12 pitches. He hasn't pitched in over a week. He's ready. He's ready to go. Really hope we get a lead off Flaherty today and we get to see Mason Miller close out.
If you buy off day tomorrow, does he almost pitch no matter what today?
I think you almost have to get him in. I really do. And maybe it is one of those things today where it's the 7th and you're like, man, they got McGonigal. They got all these guys coming up. Maybe Mason Miller, we need to shut down inning here. Yeah. Maybe that is today if you have a lead.
Yeah, I think babying is a really bad word. If you buy a really nice car, you're not going to treat it like crap and redline it every second. You're going to take good care of it because you want.
I'll speak for yourself, but some people
you want to keep that car going for you got Mason Miller another 4 years.
Yeah,
you want to keep him in as good shape as possible. The last thing you want to do is damage him early in the season. That's just irresponsible.
We got the body language experts are out on Tatis already. It's been 2 games. He looks bored, hungover from the WBC. It's going to be a long season, guys. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're definitely going to drive me crazy. That's for sure. It's going to be a really long year.
Take a timeout when we come back. 1 more hour live from Far Corner in the East Village. It's Block Party Day with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. live at Far Corner in the East Village. It is the Block Party Day. Our Block Party coverage on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Coors Light, because baseball just tastes better at Far Corner. Brought to you by Coors Light, 2026 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. I mentioned it on the show yesterday, but I did see the sign out front. And we may need confirmation from Max, who's the owner here at Far Corner. He just brought out some food for us.
So good.
The Truffalo wings, which is a white truffle oil buffalo wing, fried in duck fat, I think he said.
Yeah.
And then Caesar salad, which is delicious. Haven't had the pizza yet. I think that's coming. But the sign out front confirms Padres Grand Slam, $1 Coors Light.
Oh, this is the spot.
So this is if the Padres hit a Grand Slam,
get your ass down to Far Corner.
You can start sucking down the $1 Coors Lights here at Far Corner. So truly Slam Diego in action in the East Village.
Speaking of sucking down, my man here, you just wolfed a hot wing, murdered it like a vulture.
3 of them, actually.
3 of them. Like a vulture in the street. Like I looked over, he just goes and just inhaled it.
I was hungry.
Well, you have to eat fast, too.
We have like 5-minute breaks,
Yep.
which does not lend to the most appealing eating style.
Well, I had my.
I feel like just swine up here.
I had my back to the audience,
So you can't
just
see you.
shoveling Caesar salad in my mouth. But hey, listen, the way to your heart is through food, and the food is just
Max,
outstanding.
you can tell he takes pride. You got everything
big time.
house made, the ranch, the dressings, the sauces, the Caesars, absolutely delicious. And again,
So good.
wings were perfect, on point. Really, really good food here at Far Corner. So come on down and check it out. The block party is officially underway. There's one guy who's dancing right here, which is great. They got the lowrider cars parked along. They've got activities. They've got zones, activation zones of some sort as you go up and down J Street here, just north of Gallagher
Sounds like
Square.
the Red Hot Chili Pipers over there.
Yeah, it does actually.
They're popping. They're having fun out there. And this is going to be going on all day long until Padres baseball as they wrap up their series against the Detroit Tigers. And, of course, you can catch the game right here on 97.3 The Fan.
Whoa.
Little hot wing. Still in the brain. Wow. 97.3 The Fan. 4:40 pregame show, 5:40 first pitch this afternoon.
We've been here for
7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
97.3 The Fan.
That's a lot.
94.7, 93.4.
You know, I don't like to take pleasure in the misfortunes of other teams, but have you guys seen what's going on with our neighbors up north? The team that will be playing next,
The San Francisco Giants.
San Francisco Giants. I will say this again. We suck too. We're 0-2, right? Fine. I told you guys 3 months ago, I'm so interested in the sociological experiment that the Giants are going through right now with Tony Vitello as their manager. And obviously they've gotten off to a horrific start. At the end of the day, they're 0-2, we're 0-2. So it doesn't really matter what batting average is, extra base hits. They have none. Like they're batting, I think, 0.56 or something as a team. It's been insanely bad. But did you see the what went down yesterday after the game?
I did not.
You did not see that.
What went down after the game?
Yes.
I know they got one hit.
They got one hit. It was brutal. They've lost 2 in a row. So after the game, Tony V goes up, and he's college guy, never rode the bus to the big leagues, all that, and everybody knew the issue with maybe hiring a guy like that. He says, "Guys, it's on me. I'll wear it." I got the guys too pumped up before the game. My rah speech. I think guys are squeezing the bat a little hard. I really kind of not laid into them, but really fired them up before the game. Too many emotions. It's my job to go in and calm that down. So after the game, they go interview Robbie Ray, starting pitcher last night. He goes, "No, I mean, we're all big leaguers, so, I mean, we can handle the emotions. It's only day 2. I was dead. I go, man, this is either going to be spectacular and he's going to find his groove, or this is going to go down. Somebody said in a Giants chat, they go, Buster Posey is going to have blood on his hands if they don't get this thing figured out.
It's already starting out the way I figured it would have if the Padres had made that decision. Like if we had done that, that's exactly what would have happened. You know what I mean? I can just see it playing out here, and we're just going, God dang it.
Paulie, it's still May. You know, it still may come down.
You can read as much into 2 losses there as you can here.
That's exactly
For
right.
the San Francisco Giants.
They're
Okay.
not hitting, and we are walking guys.
They faced a really tough Cam Schlittler
Yeah,
yesterday,
he's
who
nasty.
was
And
on
Max
point,
Fried-
and he was nasty.
Max Fried day
And
one.
Max Fried in the first day, and they didn't hit. Robbie Ray was fine, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Schlittler, 8 Ks, 5 1/3, 1 hit, and then the bullpen came in and shut down everyone. Camilo Doval looked really good.
Little
for the-
revenge game for him.
Really
Yeah.
good for the Yankees against his former team. Timmy Hill pitched an inning. David Bednar, another former Padre, closed it out for the Yankees in that win yesterday. My buddy Scott actually went up. They were road tripping up. He's a Yankees fan.
Yep.
So he went to the game, enjoyed himself. I will ask you guys, what did Scotty pay for parking at Oracle Park yesterday?
$75.
75 is what Wood's guess is. Paulie?
110.
110 for parking. He didn't come in an RV.
I don't know. It's expensive up there.
It
All
is.
right.
And
the,
he has.
the actual retail price.
I'm guessing he didn't park
Oh,
3 miles away.
You are correct. The actual retail price of regular premium parking at Oracle Park in San Francisco is $184
Oh, my God.
and 0
Holy
cents. So
cow.
next time you pay,
Wow.
50 or 60 for
Wow.
Lexus
$184?
$184 to park a regular car.
Did you see what
Did he get to
Oracle
hit
Park.
cleanup too for the Giants?
Did you guys see what the Dodgers are charging for the Shohei Ohtani cup? Like
did.
just the cup,
A soda.
$82.
$80 for a soda.
A soda cup.
Now it comes in a
souvenir cup.
It comes in a souvenir cup. I don't know if there's refills or not available.
I would imagine for $82, there's as many refills as you can handle.
What? It's a plastic cup.
Plastic
correct?
cup, dude.
It's a plastic cup with a picture of
$82.
Shohei Ohtani on it for $80.
I mean, I love our guys. I love our players. I'm not paying $80 for a cup. I'll pay $80 for one of their rookie cards, but I'm not paying $80 for a cup.
They should have a running list like displayed on a television near the stand, where
How many
if
have
you
been
purchase one, your name goes
Yes.
up there.
It's like the 100 beer
Because you're
challenge.
the problem.
Yeah.
You're why they're going to keep doing that now.
I mean, that's how
You
they're.
should be publicly shamed for buying that.
So it always begs the question, the way that they're doing things at Uniqlo Field now up in LA is they're just gouging. They're just going to gouge. Now, we're all willing to be gouged if you guaranteed us a World Series. Gouge away. Like, we're we pay a lot of money too, but they're winning championships. So I think therein lies the difference. The Giants are they haven't been a player in a while, Benny. You know what I mean? So that gets a little bit ridiculous, 184. And I'm just again, people are going to rip me all season long because I just remain. I know we have our own problems here. Please take that and know that I know that. I know that Craig Stammen already seems maybe a little bit okay. This is pretty crazy. It's day 2 on the job for him. I understand all that. It doesn't mean that I can't be interested in what's going on in San Francisco because I remain super interested. Go watch the press conference after. It looked like Vitello. He never looked up. It looked like he was reading from notes. It was the weirdest. He remains one of the most fascinating guys to me.
Meanwhile, did you see what happened at Uniqlo Field last night?
Sure did.
Dodgers were down early. Mookie hit a home run. Diamondbacks tied it. And then bottom of the 8th, Kyle Tucker singles to give them a 5-4 lead, which sets up their first save situation for Edwin Diaz, who comes in. And I don't know what you thought about it, but they did a live
trumpet
version of Timmy Trumpet
I watched it.
on the field. They were very excited about that at Dodger Stadium, and it did work out as he worked around a walk but struck out 2 and notched his first save in a Dodgers uniform. I didn't know how to feel about that.
I mean, not good.
Not great.
Why? What other way would you feel about it?
I just don't know. I mean, was it marketing wise? Was that something? Are they going to do that all the time? Is
I
that
don't know.
just the first time? They had to have a trumpet player standing by. You don't know if he's getting.
you don't
into
know
the
if he's
game.
gonna get a
He didn't
save.
get into the first game. They were up by too many. You don't know when he's going to have a save. Are they always going to have a trumpet player standing by to do that live, or was that just for the first time? I don't know the answer to that question.
Nor do I. I did watch the game. I was hoping that he blew the save. Diamondbacks, Giants, Padres, Rockies, all 0-2. Dodgers 2-0. The West is the funny thing is still up for grabs at this point. But the rest of our division rivals, they're not playing well either, other than the Dodgers, which we all expect.
Yeah, whatever happens tonight, I think it does add to the stakes for the Padres-Giants series on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Again, even though it's very early, you don't want to be 0-6 or 1-5 early in the season. And if both teams end up getting swept, hopefully the Padres don't. But, if you get two 0-3 teams going in a 3-game series, all of a sudden you feel a little
Feels
more
like the World Series
pressure early in the season not to be the team that gets off to an 0-6 start. Because even though there is so much of the season, think about the Atlanta Braves last year.
Yeah.
They never really recovered from getting swept by the Padres in the first series of the season and starting 0-7 or whatever they did. They didn't have a great team and they were beset by injuries, which was probably the bigger factor. But you dig yourself into a big enough hole early, it sort of defines at least the first half of your season. It's like, how close are we to 500? How many games in a row do we need to win to get back to 500? When can we really consider ourselves back in the race? You don't want to have those conversations getting started at this point early in the season.
Well,
it's okay. When we talked to Major on opening day, 500 first couple of months for the Padres is fine. You got a tough part of your schedule. You're not going to have Joe Musgrove. You're not going to have all your depth right away. Just tread water for a while. But you do need to tread water. You can't be underwater after a couple of months of the season.
Well, and conversely, a hot start can carry you through an entire season, as we've seen. So, again, different team, different personnel, different skipper at the helm. But we'll see how it shakes out today. I'd love to get to Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty's not one of my favorites in the big leagues at all. Seemingly a nice guy, but, he's a guy – you can respect a Framber Valdez and a Tarek Skubal shutting you down, but Jack Flaherty's a guy you got to go out and pound on today. And some guys have good numbers against him, some guys don't. So, we'll see what the skipper runs out there today. Interested to see. Gavin Sheets probably going to be in there today. Got to get some of the lefties in there. We'll see how it shakes out. Wonder if Cassidy gets his first start. I imagine he would. I can't imagine 3 days in a row, like, nah, man, we're just going to pinch hit you in the 7th or whatever. That's not what you brought him here for.
Yeah, 2 outs in the 9th.
Right.
Hey, go up there and start something.
Get up there and get something going, Nicky.
One other result in the NL West yesterday, the Miami Marlins beat the Colorado Rockies 2-1. That was the opening day for them. They didn't play on Thursday. Sandy Alcantara, after a rough season last year, gets off to a great start. Now it's against the Rockies, but 7 shutout innings.
That's pretty good.
1 unearned run, actually, but 7 innings, 5 strikeouts, only 2 walks, only 4 hits. Really good start there for Sandy Alcantara. They're going to need a big season after they traded away Edward Cabrera. They need a big bounce-back year if they want to have any chance of, maybe being in the wild card hunt. Good start for the Marlins. Rockies got some good pitching from Kyle Freeland and the bullpen, but it wasn't quite enough as they lose their first game of the season.
I mean, if you're a Rockies fan, you're like, hey, only gave up 2 runs. It's not the worst
we
thing
were
ever.
in it. We lost by 1. Yeah, couldn't get to Pete Fairbanks. You got the save for the Marlins, new closer in the 9th inning. But that's your NL West wrap-up. We'll take another quick timeout. We are broadcasting live from Far Corner in the East Village. It's Block Party Day, brought to you by Coors Light. Come on out. We're going to be broadcasting live all day. Ben and Woods going until noon here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I know this is going to come to a shock to some of you, but we once again spent the last break stuffing our faces here at Far Corner. That's 2 breaks in a row. First it was Caesar salad and wings. Now we've moved on to the pizza, specialty here at Far Corner. And I did get to try the My Boy Blue, is it called? The blueberry pear pizza that everyone says is delicious, and they are right. It wasn't over the top. I was thinking, oh, this thing is going to be like over the top. It's subtle.
It's not like a blueberry cobbler.
No.
On pizza.
It's subtle. It's got great flavor, but I've got to say, they're 48 to 72 hour fermented crust that Max was just telling me about, on point. I know pizza crust pretty decently. That's a really good pizza crust. I'll put my pizza crust.
You need to change your
knowledge
underwear?
against
Yeah,
just
for
about
real.
anyone.
Are you all right over here?
That's a really good pizza crust.
Yeah,
here.
it was pretty tasty. I had the it's got pepperoni. I got more basic one.
Stracciatella cheese.
Delicious.
Yeah. It's not a plain cheese pizza, so
No, it's delicious,
you'll be
though.
dying later. I understand.
I ate a basil leaf, so look at me. Expanded my palate. It's getting crowded down here in the East Village. Come on down. We're at Far Corner.
Beautiful day.
10th and J. It's a phenomenal facility. They got incredible food, incredible friendly people working here. They will take good care of you. And yeah, man, you can see the booths getting all set up. The lowriders are out there. It is should be a beautiful, perfect day for a block party down here.
What do you think about? There's an aroma. What do you think about?
Now we're talking. Now we're
That's
really
loose cannabis right
That
there,
is some
Benjamin.
loose cannabis
That is
wafting
loose.
in from
Yeah,
the block
gotcha.
party.
Loose
AKA
cannabis?
cannabis. There it is.
What do you guys think? Just 2 games in, Detroit Tigers. Give me your
Good. Really
Give
good.
me your review on their roster and what they've got.
Really, really good team. An injection by a young player who's, what's he hitting, about 750 right now in McGonigal?
625 with an 875 slugging percentage.
And if it wasn't for Jackson Merrill being a freak athlete
Yeah.
and robbing him last night, he would have had his first big league homer. Did you see the exchange between the two of them?
I did not.
That was electric. So Merrill hits the double, slides in. McGonigal looks over and he goes, "Hey, nice catch." And Merrill goes, "Thank you." And then he looked at him, he laughed. He goes, You got 4 yesterday. And they were laughing and having a good time. So what a nice start to that young man's career, and already a Padres killer 2 days in.
I know Merrill after the game gave a little fake apology saying, I know that first home run going to be special, but we can't let that happen.
Can't let it happen.
Can't let that happen here. So yeah, it was a great moment for Jackson Merrill, and hopefully the start of what's going to be a phenomenal season. But I think, the Tigers aren't going to blow you away with their superstar names, but I do really like their lineup construction. Kerry Carpenter hasn't done anything at the top, but Gleyber Torres is a tough out.
Bro,
Gleyber Torres
4 times yesterday.
is a tough out. Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson are good players, and with McGonigal, he's not going to be in the 6 hole for much longer, I would think. They're going to have to move him up in the lineup, but even at the bottom of the order, Javi Baez may be the most overpaid player in baseball. But batting ninth, it's like, okay, well, he's still Javi Baez. You can't just ignore him. You can get him to chase just about anything. But if you make a mistake,
he'll punish you.
He will still punish you. And, not all 9 hitters can do that. So it's a pretty good lineup. It's a decent pitching staff, really good at the top. I think, drop off to today with Jack Flaherty. But he's a veteran, and he's going to have his good games and his bad games. And, we haven't seen a ton of the bullpen, but if Kenley Jansen throws like he did last night, still looks like Kenley Jansen. How old is Kenley Jansen?
I don't know. He's
now?
got the most saves of any opposing player at Petco Park.
38 years old. Kenley Jansen still throwing, 3 strikeouts.
Still getting it done.
Like he has always done for years.
The cutter will still play.
Sticking around and extending his career for another year.
We all had the Tigers. I think I had them winning the division. You had them winning the World Series. And I had A.J. Hinch as the manager of the year and McGonigal as the rookie of the year. And I think we're all looking pretty smart right now. Maybe where we're not looking smart is to think the Padres were going to get off to a better start and win the home series. So that's out of the question. Now you got to salvage a series today.
I thought they had that guy. I let myself think in the 8th inning.
Me too, man.
Win this game. And they probably have a good chance to win tomorrow. They're going to win this series, and we're going to be really happy on Monday morning.
Yeah, damn right.
The Padres are taking 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. That's going to be a feather in their cap early in the season that we'll probably point back to all year. Hey, look at how good this Tigers team, and you took 2 out of 3. Now, a completely different story. Now you're just trying to salvage the series finale and not get swept. I would like to see the Padres put their best foot forward. And how about a little early offense? Tonight, against a right-handed, a different pitcher. He's not the caliber of a Tarek Skubal. He's not the caliber of a Framber Valdez. Let's see the Padres get some early offense and maybe a cushion to work with.
Wants Tatis or Manny to get going tonight.
100%.
I'm ready for it.
100%.
He needs to go yard.
I've liked Manny's swing so far.
Hit some singles.
He had a double last night down the line. Had a single. He's hitting .333. He's walked. He's gotten on base. He looks like he's swinging well. Xander looks like he's swinging well. Merrill looked like he was swinging well last night. And Duhar has put some good swings against lefties. He didn't look as good against a righty. They're going to have to be careful with that. With Andujar, how quickly do you pull him out of the game once the lefty's out and you've gone to a right-hander because the swing didn't look as good against the righty. Laureano's look good.
He's looked really good.
You get a little Tatis going, and all of a sudden that's a lane of 5-6 guys that can do some real damage in the Padres lineup, which, again, is a lot of optimism and happy talk for a team that's 0-2. But there's nothing that I've seen that's really caused me existential worry or panic in the first 2 games of the year.
Not yet. Not at all. Offense, 2 games in.
Yeah.
Square right in the middle of baseball. Number 16.
I think my biggest concern in the first 2 days was Nick Pavetta's struggles in game 1, which can be easily explained by game 1.
Jeremiah Estrada is, that's a concern, I think, early.
We haven't seen so much good from Jeremiah Estrada the last 3 years. I just don't know why there'd be a completely different Jeremiah Estrada this year.
Well, I mean, he dropped a bunch of weight. He's recommitted himself, and first outing,
all good things usually.
Yeah, usually a good thing, and it just didn't go well, man. So he's got to figure out. Ruben's got to get these guys in the zone. That's what he needs to do today. Randy Vasquez needs to be in the zone, and if they get you, they get you. Don't give it to them. Let them beat you, man. It's a lesson that every coach has told his pitchers since time immemorial, man. Don't give it to them. If they beat you, you tip your hat and you move on. But 8, 9, 10 free passes in the first couple games that's unacceptable behavior right now from a pitching staff and a bullpen that's supposed to be able to handle business.
Yeah, it looks like our first game of the day is underway here on the televisions here at Far Corner.
Yep.
Tampa Bay Rays and the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm sure you're interested to see J.J. Weatherholt.
There he is. Let off with a single, stole
Coming
back.
up. Oh, he's already on
Yep.
base. Look at
Of course he
that.
is.
The rookie is doing it again. My goodness, the rookies
Cha-ching.
this year just keep delivering on the first couple of days of the season.
It's fun when you get a shot of youth to the team, like Jackson Merrill was when he came up.
Yeah.
Let me ask how you guys have felt just 2 days into the ABS challenge. this
Love
year.
it.
I love it.
Like I was wondering earlier when we were talking about Campy and how he went 2-0 yesterday in his challenges, and I go, is anybody mad about
2-1
ABS?
because he lost one late by
Oh, did he?
by a
One
fraction of a
one like hundredth
millimeter.
of an inch.
Oh,
But
you
by
had
the
to-
way,
you had to challenge
that was the right call.
Yeah,
to
right call.
challenge
Right
it.
process. Yep.
Because you have two challenges. It's late in the game.
Yep.
Use them or lose them.
Right.
It was
Totally
it was
right process.
absolutely the right decision to challenge. But I've liked it so much more than in spring training when they were kind of challenging a little willy-nilly to get used to it. And you'd see first inning challenges. You'd see, 0-0 challenges just to get a feel for it. Teams, Padres included, have been a lot more judicious in where they are challenging. You've seen a couple of times. I think you saw Fromber once or twice.
Did you guys see Salvador Perez yesterday showing Doug Eddings, taking Doug Eddings, of all people, to school
Doug
on
Eddings,
the lower
who
half
kept
of the zone?
calling balls on pitches that were right at the
God.
knees, and Salvi, instead of getting frustrated, just immediately tapped his hat. He got 3 of them overturned, I think in a span of 2 innings on Doug Eddings.
See, here's what I can't have. I can't have the umpires getting butthurt that they got calls wrong, and then they start taking it offense, and then they start making even worse calls. You know what I mean? Like, start getting the ego involved.
If they do, then you just keep challenging, and they just keep looking worse. I mean, the umpires cannot let it get to them, because if you just keep getting worse, getting more frustrated, you're just going to get humiliated more and more as the game
I think
goes
that's
on.
going to happen. We will see that at some point.
I mean, look, Doug Eddings yesterday was literally these were perfect pitches, and Salvi knew it, and he got him good. It's fascinating to watch, man. And but yeah, the Campy one, the one late in the game, thought absolutely the right process.
It's literally in the word challenge. Like, they don't like to feel challenged.
He missed this one by a fraction of a millimeter. It was that close. It was a really, really good challenge by Campy,
But it hasn't slowed the experience down in any way for me.
It's
like,
great.
I want them to get these calls right. A couple of those Michael King pitches, you knew right away that they were strikes, and when you didn't see it called, you feel good that it gets reversed.
Yeah,
and it was nice and quick.
And there was a game, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was late. The team had 2 challenges, and there was a hitter, and there was a ball that was called a strike, but looked like it was just inside. He didn't challenge, and he felt like after the game he said, I do need to challenge that one, even if it's at late in the game, even if there's a 10% chance the umpire is
they're
wrong.
gun shy right now.
They're a little gun shy now early, that there are situations late in the game where you have to start getting more aggressive on the challenges. That's what you're saving them for. And I think that's a learning curve for the players. Like, yes, you need to be very cautious in the first few innings, and then you need to be a little overly aggressive in the last couple of innings when you still have challenges, because you don't get to keep them for the next game. I mean, if there's a chance you can overturn a call in the 8th or 9th inning, you want to go for it and try to do that. So, it's a feeling out process. They're all going to have to kind of figure out how it works. But, so far so good for Campy. And remember, I think Don and Mudd made the point last night. He had all last season at AAA.
Yeah.
Was good at it.
That's a good point.
We had practice at it.
Yeah.
So he's had experience on the AAA level calling those ABS challenges, which, should be somewhat helpful for him compared to a guy like Fermin or other veteran major league catchers who really didn't come up with the ABS system like some of the guys who have been in the minor leagues have gotten the opportunity to do so.
Always the best time of year, Ben.
And so when we were at the game on Thursday, on opening day, at least I could not see the box on the monitors that were in the stadium, but watching at home, absolutely, they had it, and it looked pretty accurate. If it lit up and they challenged it, it was a strike, and if it didn't light up and they didn't challenge it, it was a ball. So you do have, as a viewer, you have advanced knowledge kind of whether the challenge is going to be successful before it gets called on the field. But at the stadium, I did not see that. So they found a way to, make sure that players and coaches don't get a chance to see those boxes light up or not, so they don't have a chance to challenge it. All right, let's take time out. We got one more segment here of Ben and Woods. I'm going to reload my parking meter on my phone.
I don't have to.
Expire.
I've got 8 more hours.
Yeah, because you paid 7 times what I did for
That's right.
parking.
That's right. I didn't pay for it.
No, that's right. Odyssey paid 7 times what I did for parking. And we will come back, wrap things up for our little 2-hour show as the block party really gets fired up. Got more pizza here we're going to eat at Far Corner in the East Village corner at 10th and J on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The
Here, I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan, live from Far Corner. And wouldn't you know, if you listen to the start of the show, I was mocked and ridiculed for finding a parking spot and parking in it, and was told, welcome to the 21st century, Woodsy, where you can refill your meter right from your phone like me, the great Ben Higgins. And Ben is no longer with us right now. He's not dead. He just had to run down the street.
And very could be. I
have no idea. I don't know what happened to him, but he's not here. He had to run down the street to refill his parking meter by hand.
Yeah.
Because, well, he tried to do it from his phone and it wouldn't let him. And then I go, Paulie, look, he got so flustered that he had to do that. He put his headset down on the table, and the microphone piece was resting comfortably in a glass of water that was right in front of him. So,
like, what are those little things that you see on a guy's desk? The little
the bobbers,
the bobber,
yeah, the
with the beak going right into the water.
Yeah,
it was like the edge of the microphone,
just sitting,
was just hovering right at the top
it was in it
of the water.
It was in there. Yeah, it was in there. So when he left.
So now I'm going to get yelled at.
Yes, because I don't know if that microphone's going to work.
I didn't technically tell Ben not to put his microphone into a glass of water.
There he goes.
I just wasn't sure that I needed to say that.
You know, you'd think after that many years in the business.
Hey, Ben,
look,
we were just talking about you.
How are you? What happened? Where'd you go?
If your microphone's a little moist,
you left it in the water.
It's because you left the mouthpiece submerged into your glass of water.
If I get electrocuted,
I look over and this part is just dipping down in the water.
Well, I was a little frantic because I found out you can't extend your parking session remotely.
Welcome to the 21st century.
You know who didn't have to go do
who
that?
didn't have that
Me
problem?
and Woods.
I didn't have that problem.
So I went, I'm only a block away, and grabbed some change out of my car just to put it in the meter. There's already a coin jammed in the slot. So the change can't go in, which means now I have to figure out a third option and find my credit card and stick it into the machine, which took like 19 tries.
Yeah.
To add 39 minutes of parking so we can get to the end of the show.
Absolutely priceless and incredible. And that actually couldn't have worked out better for me.
I know. I try to work smarter, but then I end up working harder.
That's right.
Purple says in the chat, he was so smug. You're so smug.
Let's replay it on Monday.
Yes, I would like to
I want to hear just how smug he was. He looked down his nose at me, Paulie, like I choppered him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to take a chopper.
I was thinking how happy Adam was going to be that I saved the company $30.
So good.
Getting street parking that was a lot more affordable, and then of course it blew up in my face.
I mean, I paid $20 for it. Ended up being 4 hours of parking in a garage right across the street from here. I'm fine with that.
I paid
because
35.
Adam's paying for
That's
it.
right. That's right. Oh, that's too good. Couldn't have worked out better. Is your microphone okay?
Yeah, if you can hear me.
Sounds okay.
Yeah, I did not damage the circuitry, fortunately.
That is too good, man. Too good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Catch your breath.
No, I didn't run. I was not far away, at least. I mean, my spot was close. That was the added benefit of parking there.
You got the clips going in the background. I love it. Man, Block Party is jamming now. It is there's some beautiful people walking up and down the street,
Sure
checking
are.
it all out. This is it's pretty
Some
incredible.
loose cannabis.
Loose cannabis is flowing down here.
If you stop by Far Corner, we got
Loose
some prizes.
cannabis?
We're going to give away a few of them here at the end of our show, but all afternoon long, including a Michael King bobblehead, one of the Padres scarves that they gave out at last night's game. Those looked really cool. You saw Mud doing his show and tell with the scarves on TV last night. We got a pair of tickets to an upcoming Padres game and the piece de resistance, a signed Trevor Hoffman baseball,
yeah, buddy.
our grand prize here this afternoon. So make sure you come. Get your name in our hopper. It's located on the bar, far left side when you walk into Far Corner. You can put the name in the hopper. We'll draw some prize winners coming up here in just a few minutes. But please join us at Far Corner. Enjoy some of the great food, the great drinks. You can actually kind of watch what's going on at the block party from the comfort of a nice shaded restaurant on another beautiful San Diego day.
It's a perfect day outside. Let's get a win today. How about that?
That would be nice.
I'd like to go into Monday with a little bit better feeling. The Giants are here, right? Or are we there?
Giants are here.
Here.
And then the Padres go on a pretty long road trip to Boston and Pittsburgh, are their first two road cities after the home series against the Giants. So right to the East Coast. You never know what the weather is going to be like in early April at Fenway Park and at PNC Park.
It's good ass pitching against
probably
both teams.
lined up to face Crochet and Skeens on that road trip.
Love it,
so
man.
you got some challenges. I mean, two tough pitchers to start with, and certainly a couple of more on the horizon. So these next four games against the Tigers and the Giants, you really want to take advantage. You try to win at least three of them. Get out of the homestand at 3-3.
Yeah, would be elite.
Would be solid. A good way to start, and then see what you can do on the road. Your first road trip, going East Coast right away. Not waiting at all to head over to Fenway Park, which is always very cool.
Excited for those.
I've heard a few Padres fans are going to be heading out to catch games at Fenway. Of course, we're going to Wrigley later this year, which we're excited about. Looking forward to it. Is he coming with us?
He is coming with us. Now, is that your wife there with you? Okay, so he came
Better
up.
be.
He comes up to me and he says, and what's your name again?
Steve.
So Steve walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to Chicago with you guys." And his wife goes, "What?" And he goes, I'm coming on the trip with you guys. She goes, "What trip are you talking about?" And she goes, "Am I not going?" He goes, "We'll talk about it later." I went, "Oh my God, this guy's unreal. This is unbelievable." She still has no idea what he's talking about. None.
That's going to be a fun car ride.
Yeah. I'm like, I got to ask permission in my house to do anything. I'm like, this guy just booked the trip and is like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry. It's no big deal. It's just a giant extravaganza of
Big
dining,
party,
baseball,
alcohol.
exclusive reservations. It's nothing to be worried about.
Yeah, you're not missing out on anything. She's not worried about it. Oh, it was my favorite. Her face, she goes, "What trip?
What the hell are you talking about?
What trip are you talking?" He goes, later. We'll talk about later. So good. One of my favorite moment of the day by far. That and Ben's parking dilemma is my two favorite moments because, the baseball's been uninspiring so far. So you got to look for something to inspire you. And both of those things did.
All right, today's the first full day of baseball
needed
in
it.
Major League. Got all 30 teams in action, 15 games already underway with we got the St. Louis Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Rays, the Cubs and Washington Nationals on as well. So you got baseball throughout the day. You've got more college basketball. You got two Elite Eight games coming up later today.
Bummed for our guy Darren Smith. Lost by 5 last night to Duke.
It was a good game.
Good
I got to watch about half of it, and I thought St. John's acquitted themselves very well. Duke is a one seed for a reason.
Well, remember he said, it was either lose this one to Duke or go ahead and lose the next one to UConn, who moved on. So, a hell of a run from the Johnnies for sure. So you got nothing to hang your head about.
Right. Michigan, another one seed won yesterday. And Tennessee upset Iowa State 76-62.
Tony Vitello just crying in the bathroom, watching on his phone, I'm sure.
His Volunteers moving on to the Elite Eight. And the new coach at USD, J.R. Blount, now free to move to San Diego with his family as Iowa State eliminated. So we got two games today at 3:09. Iowa, Illinois in an all Big Ten matchup. Winner goes on to the Final Four. And then Purdue, Arizona, the 1-2 chalk bracket in the West as the Wildcats, who are my pick to win it all, still alive. They'll take on the Boilermakers at 5:49 our time. So opposite the Padres game today, but you can always check out the highlights later if you're a college basketball fan.
I have not checked my bracket since it's been like 10 days or something.
Mine's not good. I got my winners still alive, but not enough on the rest of the brackets to really feel like I've got a chance to win anything.
All right, Randy Vasquez tonight on the bump. Big one.
So I'm excited about what Randy is set up for this season. First thing I talked to Ruben Niebla way back when Michael King had his news conference about his contract extension, which was our Christmas and holiday extravaganza day.
Yep.
Right.
Came straight from the extravaganza. Talked to Ruben, and he was glowing that day about what Randy was doing, the offseason work he was putting in. Said, did not put in that same work the last offseason. Did not like where he was at the beginning of camp. Totally different this year, and it showed in spring training. You could tell that Randy came locked in. They said, you're in a competition for one of the starting spots. He easily went out and won what turned out now to be the third starting slot with Joe Musgrove starting on the injured list. Now he's got to translate that to the regular season. And what a tough, interesting matchup for Randy, because when Randy would get off, it would be because, he damaged himself, put his own base runners on with walks. What has been the Padres' problem the first couple of days?
Yep.
Too many walks. The Tigers have been patient. They have been battling. Randy doesn't get some swing and miss, but not a ton. He's going for weak contact. Can he avoid the foul balls and walks that have played the Padres the first two games? Because it's not a bad matchup for the Tigers in this game against Randy Vasquez.
No, not at all. And you got a bullpen that's been a little bit, I don't want to say overworked. It's only been 2 days, but, I'm looking at the bullpen chart right now, Benny. Marinaccio at 43 on Thursday. Wandy's pitched back-to-back days. Morgan's pitched back-to-back days. Estrada's got to be down. Morejon's got to be down today. You haven't thrown Kyle Hart yet at all. You kind of hope you don't need Kyle Hart unless you're up 12-0 in the third.
You may.
Or the fifth.
Kyle Hart's probably first out of the pen. Randy, 5 innings is probably.
Yeah.
I would think you'll see Kyle Hart in the 6th in this game, especially if there's a left-handed lane coming up. He had a really good spring. And then hopefully you can get set up for Bradley and then maybe to Mason Miller at the end, somehow get it to the end of the game. 6.
You got an off day tomorrow.
You do have an off day tomorrow.
So, if you need a probably not an Adrian Morejon day after 2 innings.
It's tough. And Estrada was worked hard in that.
He was.
We only threw two-thirds of an inning, but it was a
27 pitches.
It was a taxing 2/3. I doubt they want to bring him back. David Morgan's pitched both days. I doubt he's going to go 3 in a row. Wandy's pitched both days. I doubt he's going to go 3 in a row. You don't have a ton of options today.
Already,
so
you're a little bit up against it.
I would think Marinaccio is available in an emergency, extra innings, what have you at least, but you're going to have to reserve someone in case it goes 10, whatever. So, a little interesting strategy for Ruben Niebla and Craig Stammen here just in the third game of the season already.
100%. Every time, this happens, you drop those first 2, right? The pressure ratchets up a little bit. You got to be a little bit more in the zone. As you mentioned, the swing and miss isn't a ton for Randy. So defense has got to play well. Manny's got to turn that double play today. He's got to make sure that he's locked in.
And that's the only error I think the Padres have made in 2 days. I wouldn't say that they've been sloppy at all. That's not been the problem. But, you don't want to give any extra outs in this game today. You're going to run out of pitching.
No free base runners and then no extra outs. And, then you let the chips fall where they may. If they beat you, if they out-hit you, whatever, that's fine.
And meanwhile, the Tigers' bullpen going to be a lot fresher because their starters went deeper in both games than the Padres did. So, A.J. Hinch will have plenty of options. If you can't get to Jack Flaherty early, that would be nice.
Yeah.
But he goes 5 or 6. They're going to be well set up in this game.
I don't think you change your approach very much. I think you do stay aggressive against Flaherty and try to knock him out of the game early, try to get into that bullpen, and try to salvage this series and come away with a win. You don't want to get swept at home on opening.
It's always
weekend.
the dilemma because if you are aggressive, it also possibly sets you up for some quick innings. We've seen some 8-pitch innings against the Padres, which lets the starter go deeper when you may hit it hard right at someone, and all of a sudden they're quickly running back to the dugout. But if you are patient, then you may be setting yourself up for
crappy counts.
Yeah, getting some bad counts, not getting pitches to drive.
It's a big chess match, my friends, and
is.
it sucks when you're on the losing end of it.
But, otherwise, again, big game for the Padres today, and off day will be nice tomorrow, I guess, at this point. And they got another one after the Giants series, a travel day. So you do have 2 of the next 5 days off after, which should at least ease the strain a little bit on the bullpen early in the season.
And you don't want to get into that lull of the offense needs to score. They need to score, take some of the pressure off of this pitching staff and off this bullpen. They've been traditionally not great the last couple of seasons. So, be nice to see one of those games today.
Dodgers going for a 3rd straight win over the Diamondbacks tonight. It's nice when you have Tyler Glasnow as your number 3
Isn't that
starter.
crazy? I think Shohei's their 5.
In the rotation. Yeah, he still hasn't started yet, but he's expected to go in the 5th game of the season. Eduardo Rodriguez, who threw well in the WBC.
Threw really well.
He will get to start for the Arizona Diamondbacks in Game 3, but LA minus 246. Whew. I mean, you're just seeing a minus and a 2 in front of their name in just about every
when
single
are they
game.
not going to be favored to win a game? A game, any.
I mean, when your 3 is Glass now and your 5 is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, exactly. We just said that, and it's like they're never. I don't know that they'll ever be
an underdogs
in a regular season game.
Only in their mind, my friend. Only in their mind.
Them against the world.
Giants would love to score a run at some point today. They'll face Will Warren pitching for the New York Yankees at 4:15. Tyler Mahle is going to go for the Giants in Game 3 of the season.
Off-season pickup?
Yeah.
Yep.
And, when you've gone 2 games without scoring, all of a sudden you're starting to squeeze the basket.
You're a little bit nervous. Don't know what Vitello's got planned for the fellas today, but it's been an interesting 48 hours in San Francisco. It's been an interesting 48 hours here.
You got a fun pitching matchup in Cincinnati. Sonny Gray against Brady Singer. Boston, Cincinnati, the Red Sox and the Reds in the all-red matchup. A couple other interesting ones. Joey Cantillo, former Padre, will go for the Guardians in Seattle against Brian Wu. Very deep pen. Seattle got the 2nd game of that series yesterday, so they split the first 2 up there in Seattle. That'll be the last game of the day tonight at 6:40.
Ready, man. Ready for some baseball.
That's what
today.
we got. We got Braden and Frank coming up next for the next couple of hours as we continue our live broadcast from Far Corner. Going to give away some prizes as well. Come check out the block party. J Street is closed. Pedestrian traffic only. So find some parking. If you're coming out to the game, you can come out early. Enjoy some of the great establishments out here, including Far Corner. Love to see you out here the rest of the day as we get ready for Padres baseball. 4:40 pregame show with Sam Levitt. 5:40 first pitch. Randy Vasquez against Jack Flaherty. That'll do it for us. For our executive producer, Paul Reindl. For Stephen Woods, we had Nick DiNuccio back running the board. Jeff Hamby and the promotions team as well. Thank you so much for hosting us, Far Corner. Got a little more pizza to eat, and we will be back on Monday morning at 6 a.m. Talk to you then, Tier 1s, right here on San Diego's #1 sports station and the home of the Padres, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.